Hey everybody, welcome to Board Game Heaven Talks Accessories. My name's Raymond, and in this video I'm taking a look at the Laserox Alien Expansion Artifact Organizer for the expansion box for Nemesis, which has all the stretch goals, Aftermath, and the Voidseeders. But this also has room for the Carnomorph expansion, the Space Cats if you have them, and the medic character. So there's a lot of room in this one. So I'll show you how to assemble the components, how it all fits inside the box, and how all the components fit inside the organizer, and then I'll give you my final thoughts. Okay, the Alien Artifact Expansion by Laserox. For Nemesis Carnomorph, Voidseeders, Aftermath, the medical character, and the Space Cats, if you have them. So basically everything that's not in the core box. Except for the 3D furniture, the doors. I'll see if I can fit those in, but this isn't made for those specifically. So, let's see if I can get this open quickly. There we go. It's a large box, just like the core box was. And if you want to check that review out, just click the eye in the corner of the video over there somewhere. And that will take you there. And you can also already see a picture here on the instructions. So we have one sheet with all the sheets that you get numbered, so you know what to use, and the rest is instructions. So yeah, that's quite a few pieces. So yeah, quite a few pieces. Let's just sort these out first, and then I'll assemble a few to show you how that works. You get a nice golden badge that you can stick on your box, so you know that it has a Laserox insert, if you want to, or on the inside of the box, whatever. And okay, let's just take a look at the nice engravings here. That's so cool. It's the Laserox logo with the alien mouth. It's just cool. This is for the sand timer. And I just love all the little details on there, you know. It's so cool. Nice. And these come with foam as well that hold the miniatures. So you kind of stick them in and they stay in, which is really nice. We'll just put those on the side. Some more of these cool engravings, really nice. Some dividers, card holders, which have slots for smaller card holders like these, just like in the core box, with these smaller ones, so that you can put the small cards and the bigger cards together. I think this is actually pretty much exactly the same design as in the core box, as far as the card tray goes, like this. The only difference is, of course, the names of all the cards that are engraved here, but the idea is exactly the same. So yeah, pretty cool. That's quite a few of these sheets. I'll figure out what to use for the first trays. I'll start with the, well, you know, I'm gonna skip the card tray. If you want to see how to put together the card tray, just check out the review I did of the core box. That will show you that. And even, you know, these trays that have the minis are in the core box, more or less the same. It's probably a little bit different, but the idea is the same. So I'm gonna put together this miniature tray. It's two trays that you stack on top of each other, I think. That looks interesting. And I'll put together, well, this is just a straightforward card tray with, well, you know, I'll put that one together as well. I don't think the rest is that difficult or special at all. Yeah, maybe it's sand timer, I don't know. I'll just pick a few. I'll organize the components. It'll just push them out, and I'll be back in a sec. Okay, so for this tray, you just need a couple of F parts, F1, F2, F3, and 5 times F5, which are these. They were all on this tray, which is this one over here. This is for the card tray, the bottom. and this is for another tray. So this is all you need, and this is basically the front that will sit in here. And as always, as usual with Laserox inserts, if an insert or a part of it has rounded edges like these, you don't glue, because they sit inside somewhere and they need to be taken out again. If it has straight edges like these, you do glue them, because it sits at the end. But first you need to put in these in here, so then at the end you put this at the back. And of course the process is very simple. You just take some glue. You can get this from Laserox themselves as well. Any wood glue will do, of course. And you simply apply it to the parts that you need to glue. I just carefully put a bit, I just put a couple of dots on. I usually just use an old brush to spread it out a bit. Just an old brush that I don't use for anything anymore. All right, there we go. And then I just press it in like so. And if you need to press harder than that, this goes in pretty easily, but you can always give it a little tap with a small hammer. This one has a rubber and a hard rubber side, and you can get it from Laserox as well. And it's really very helpful. It has a nice weight to it as well, so that's a great tool to have. All right, some extra glue here. I'll just continue putting these together. And that's basically your tray, and this doesn't get glued, so you push that in like so, and that's it. And so you can put those smaller cards in here, put that on the table, just take that out, put that in the bottom, and then you have a card holder, which is pretty neat. You can just draw your cards from there, and then when you're done, just put this one back in to store it into the box. So that's already one insert done. Let's move on to the next. I'll be back in a sec. Okay, so these parts are what you're gonna need to build this tray over here and the one that goes on top. So we have two trays that sit on top of each other, basically, with foam in it to hold figures. So this is the bottom one, and of course you need to flip these around, but I just left them here so you can see which parts you need from these. They are of course numbered, but just to be sure. This will be assembled like so. So of course with all the nice engravings on the outside, and it really doesn't matter if you twist this 90 degrees. I don't think that really matters. And yeah, so because you can turn the whole thing in the box. So all right, let's put them together. I just noticed these aren't perfectly square, so it does actually matter where you put these, but you'll notice that they won't fit otherwise. Well, this one actually does, but I just noticed that with the bottom one, this one doesn't fit, as you can see, with the notches. So that, well, this belongs there. This goes here, of course, the other way around, once again, and this, yep, this is supposed to go here, and then this one goes here, because apparently these aren't exactly the same. Well, again, of course, some have inner and some have outer notches, obviously, since they sit across from each other. They are actually more or less equally wide, but as you can see, the notches at the bottom aren't 100% the same, which is a good thing, because then you can only put them together one way. So that means this one goes over here, and then you'll have the notches on this one and the tabs on the other ones. So yeah, it works out. We'll see how that works out on this one as well. So that's the first tray here. It's already pretty solid. I'll just put it over here, and then let's have a look at this. So I don't think it really matters. This goes in pretty easily. If I put this one here, yeah, again, see there's different sizes. So this wouldn't fit there. So this is the way it goes. Make sure though that this is all on the outside. They have the nice illustrations, nice engravings visible. And there we go. That. So that's pretty cool. Looks really nice with all these engravings. Actually looks like some kind of crate, some mechanical, locked crate with doors and everything. There's slime in there. And then, once you have the foam in and the miniatures, you can stack it like that into the box, and the engravings actually match up. That is super cool. Really well done. So yeah, and you have this box sitting in your game box. Sweet. All right, I'll put in the foam as well. All right, so these are the foam parts you're gonna need, and the bottom one has this one, which is numbered K6. That goes in here, and you can glue it. It's self-adhesive, so that goes in here. And these go in here, but let's have a look. Let's have a closer look. This is like that, because these go in here, and that means this goes like this. You have to put in the sides first, because this will sit in between. So in order, that this is actually stuck exactly in the middle, do the sides first. That's what it says here. First K4, then K7. So I'll stick these in first over here, and that is a really nice fit, as you can see. And then the bottom. So you just pull off the bottom here, this yellow sheet, and it will have a self-adhesive layer on the inside of this foam, the bottom of the foam. And then you just slide in. The sides are a little bit sticky, so be careful. And then just align it with the bottom and just press it there. Give it a little push, and that sticks really nice. All right, cool. And the other side, Same as before. There you go, that's the sides. And this should fit exactly in the middle, and it does. It does seem to. So take that off, and this is where the the 5 heroes and the medic will go with the dog in the middle. This is a little bit more tricky. I think I'll fold it a bit, just so I can move it down without it sticking to just about everything. And there we go. Just once you have one side, you can just let go and press it down little by little. There you go. All right. Really, really nice. That is fantastic. And then this goes in here. I don't think that matters because, yes, it actually does. So it is not entirely square. All right. Look at that. That looks absolutely brilliant. And then this sits on top like so. And that will hold all your minis. Mini container. Cool. All right. So those were those pieces, those parts. Let's see. And now we wanted to do, well, these are basically the same. They're all basically the same, just different shapes. Oh, this one actually holds the sand timer. So once you build that in, you're not taking it out again. So that's pretty interesting. Yeah, I'll go for it. You know, sand timer. Here we go. So here's the sand timer from the Aftermath and Voidseeders box, and these are the pieces that you need. So it even has slots for the edge, the top and the bottom, so you can slide them in like that. It's just really, really cool. And then you glue the whole thing together. So this goes here. It's already pretty cool. And then this goes on the top, and the other one on the bottom, and then the sides. So yeah, let's make it happen. Do I want to glue this? Actually, it goes together quite easily. I don't even know if I need to glue this. You know, if I ever want to take it out again, but I don't think so. That's just really cool. This even has a tiny little slot to accommodate the edge. You can just press that in. Super cool. Oh, other way around. And again, make sure, of course, you put the engravings on the outside. I love the fact that, again, the engravings kind of follow all the way through. It's just really nicely done. There you go. Just clicks together and it's already super solid. This is not falling apart. So I don't even need to glue it. That's super cool. Look at that. A sand timer. All right, so I'm putting together the box for the spoiler, the big bad, and it has foam on all sides. Basically just a box with foam to put it in, because this model does not have a base. It will just sit inside this tray. So that means you have to, you know, put this together in a certain order, and it's open on one side. So this is the bottom, which has these lines indicating where you stick the foam for the bottom. This is for a side. I think this is the bottom right here, and it just, you know, fits exactly in there. So if you make sure it just lines up with these indentations here, you're good. And then you put in the sides and make sure to match the engravings, because as you can see, I'll take this one, this is the most clear one, has this cube, this box, which continues along the edge like so, which means the other one is supposed to go here, which makes sense. You're seeing a box from these two sides, and there's some slime there. which means that this last one goes here, which matches up here. And we'll hear a little bit. There's a line of slime that doesn't continue, but I'm guessing this is the way it's put together. And you start with one, or with two edges really, and then you stick those in. And then, you know, you put in the third, and then the fourth one, you already, that's this one, which has, just like that one, has lines. And you stick that on, and then you put that together last. So it's a bit of a, you know, precision puzzle here, but just so you know that that's the way you do it. Just be careful when you do it. So line this up like so, and you can just, you know, look at it from the front directly. I think that's good. This lines up, and here where my thumb and my fingers are, that's good. And then this should line up as well, so that's fine. Just press it down a bit. Some like sticky stuff from these foam parts. All right, so that's the bottom. Then I will put in these two. And do I want to put that on already? I'm not 100% sure, because this also has lines. So I guess I kind of want to do the big ones first, so this doesn't slide. So if this sits here, yes, because that is flush with these indentations, and this will sit against that. So I'm gonna just glue these together first, so that I can stick this in the corner, aligned with the top, and then do the rest. All right, see, now that sits nicely against the sides. So then I will take this one. Yep, that will sit there. So first the bottom, then the large sides, and now we can just press this into these edges, into the corner, like so. Sticky. Sticks to my finger. There we go. And this lines up, as you can see, and this sits against that wall. So now I can put in this, the smaller one. And there you go. And now you can see that it aligns with the engraved line that was there. Nice padded box for that monster over there. Nice. Completely padded box. So yeah, let's take this guy and put it in. There you go. Let's hope that tentacle, yeah, that is actually just inside. It's a bit bendy though. So there you go. Really cool. And I also put together this token box and this tray for minis already. I'll just continue putting things together, and then I'll show you how everything fits inside. And finally, I've put together this tray with all the cards. So you have these dividers with the smaller compartment for the small cards, and the big cards just go in here, and you put them in this way, like that. And all these dividers are loose. You don't need to glue them. Here are all the characters. There's some room for extra cards here, and the rest of the cards just go in there. So that is the card tray. All right, let's put everything inside the box. Okay, so everything's put together, and I've put everything where it belongs, more or less. I had to divide some of the tokens over the core box and the expansion box, which I will show you in a bit. So first of all, let's start with the cards. So this is the card tray from this expansion box, and it has spots for all of these characters, plus their smaller cards, which have their starting item And in the case of the medic, only one of these quest items, but the other characters have 2, so they all have 3 cards in this smaller slot, except for the convict, who has 4. And that just goes in here. So if I sleeve these, I'm not 100% sure if that will fit anymore. 3 will fit. 4 might be a tight squeeze. It's kind of hard to take them out too, because this is really, I mean, I can't really get my fingers in here. This is quite tight. These just barely fit in here, and I've sleeved them, of course. If you don't sleeve them, it's going to be a lot easier. But I sleeved them with premium sleeves from Paladin Sleeves, and well, they fit, but yeah, it's a little bit hard to take them out again. I've put all the help cards here, which fit along with the lucrative offer, which belongs to the epilogue from Aftermath. So I put all of those in here. That works. The panic cards. Now, I had 4 packs of event cards. There is a big pack here, another big pack here, a smaller pack here from, I believe, the Voidseeders, I think. These type of event cards, but I still had some event cards left from the Carnomorph expansion, so I put those here. So you actually need 4 events. So if this had been another event slot and this had been alert, then these would have been together, because these are the alert card and they fit in here as well. So that's a bit strange, but it does fit. So I just put the extra event cards here, but it would have been better if they were with the other event cards. I can't squeeze them in with the rest anymore, because this is full. Character mutations, personal requirements, that works. That is all in there. And yeah, so those are all the cards. Let's see, I did have the character draft card for the medic. This is the box from the core game. And I used the extra spot there to place the trait cards. So I have all of these trait cards that I believe were from the stretch goals box, and there was no spot for them. So I had to put them in the core box, which is okay, but you know, I mean, if you own this game and the expansion and you want the inserts for this, you're probably gonna take both inserts from the same company anyway, so you can move things around, but it's a bit weird. And there's the characters here. Something else that I found, let's see, these are the co-op cards. I had 1 card, this one, I stuck with the co-op cards. This was just 1 single card. There were 2 extra serious wounds. This one, I can't remember from which expansion that was. I stuck them with the existing serious wounds, and that fits fine. So yeah, you need to put some of the things in the core box, which also goes for the tiles. There's 4 new tiles with the expansion, and they are supposed to go in the core box in this tray with the rest. There's plenty of room here. So yeah, that is also something you do not store in the expansion box. So be advised. All right, let's move on. So then we've got these awesome trays with the foam that hold all of these minis, and that is just really well done. You can just, you know, that doesn't fall out. It's really tight in there. Has room for these 6 characters and 1 of these from the Carnomorph expansion, and that just sits here. And then in the part that goes on top are the rest of these smaller Carnomorph creatures. 4 of these and the remaining 3 of these, and that just goes on top like that, and it just, you know, it sits like this on top of each other, and that's really nicely done. It's really cool. So I like that with the nice engravings on top. So then we've got this big tray for these large Carnomorph creatures. 3 of these and 1 of those. And they sit in here, and again, you know, that's very securely in that foam. So that sits here. And then you have the big tray. This one is really cool. So all of these Carnomorphs go in there with the starting player Space Cat. That's pretty nice. So that sits in here. Let's see, this way around, I believe. Yeah, that seems about right. And then on top of that is this tray, which has all of the characters from the Aftermath and Voidseeders expansion with the medic and the dog in the middle. And if you have the extra cats, they go in here. I don't have those. And I thought maybe I can put some doors in here, but this goes upside down, so that sadly won't work. Maybe I can find a spot for them. And so that sits on top of that, and that really looks nice. This is all flush. So then we have another tray of big creatures from the Voidseeders expansion. So that's these 5. They go in here. And the smaller, these eggs, they go here along with the turrets. It's also pretty cool. And that, again, goes on top of that. Looking really nice. Let me just put that. There you go. That's in the right spot. There's a little spot here for the sand timer. So that just goes in here. Just push that in. And then there's a big spot left for this one. This alien monster, which doesn't have a base, so it just has this padded box, really, which also looks really cool, as you can see. So that goes in here. So now everything is flush, but it's already sticking out of the box, because of course you also add the Carnomorph expansion into this box. So it's gonna raise the lid, but still need to put in all of these tokens. So the first tray is this one. This is the card tray that I showed you, which holds all of the newer small cards and the Carnomorph smaller cards. And you can take out this, put that underneath on the table, and you'll have a propped up card tray to draw from, which is really cool. Has plenty of room for sleeving. I still need to get the sleeves. I've ordered new ones from Paladin. So these will sit on top. Just put them on top, along with this. And again, with the tokens, I had to move some things around. I had previously stored these in the core box, along with all of these, but the expansion also had several of these, the Carnomorph expansion, so I just threw them all together, took them out of the core game. These are 2 trays from the core game, and I'll just put them here for a sec. So I still had the these remaining corpse tokens here, which previously had this as well, so I separated those. These are the alphabetical tiles and the other square tiles, and the eggs here, and then these cables. So that is all separated now, goes into the core box, and the rest goes in here. So I also took all of these numbered tokens from the expansion and the Carnomorph expansion. There's bigger ones and smaller ones, strangely enough, but they all go in here. So that's good. I think that goes here, just next to that. And then I had this tray, and I took all of the question mark tokens from the expansion and the core box and put them together, and then the exclamation mark next to them. I thought that would, you know, fit together. So that goes that way on top, which leaves you with a nice closed spot for all of these boards. So for the Voidseeders, the Carnomorphs, and the characters, including the medic. So those just sit on top of that. So yeah, you don't have any sides to keep those in place while you're putting this back. So you just have to take the lid and then put that on top carefully, and it will sit over the bottom by several centimeters. So it is, you know, comfortably closed. And as you can see, you know, it doesn't, I mean, it raises the lid up about, I don't know, 3.5 centimeters, maybe about 2 inches. I'm not entirely sure, maybe less. But it does now include, you know, the entire Carnomorph box, which was also a big box. So that's gone. And all that I have left now really is the terrain expansion, which I kind of hoped to have been able to put in here as well, because that has, you know, just the doors, basically, the 3D doors, and some really small tokens underneath. And I'm pretty sure I could fit these in. Actually, these, oh no, these are oval. Would have been great if those had fit into those cat slots. If you don't have those, you know, that's the body tokens are pretty cool. Maybe I can actually put them in the trays that have those. I'll have a look. Maybe I can toss them in somewhere. This is going to be a challenge, but I'm going to try. If I find out how to do it, I'll make a separate post. Right, so everything's in the box. Let's go to my final thoughts. So my final thoughts on the Laserox insert for the Nemesis stretch goal box with the Voidseeders and the Aftermath expansion. Well, I love the way it looks. It is just really, really nicely made. I love all of the engravings on all of these boxes, and just look at that cool logo that will be in the front and center of your, for your box when you take all the stuff out. It's just really cool. And the foam that keeps all of the minis safely inside of these trays so they don't fall out. And I actually went and took the 3D furniture box and I got the corpse tokens and I put them in the 4 slots where usually you would put the space cats, because I don't have those. And you have 5 of those, so I have 1 left, which I just tossed in here with these guys, because this is sitting on the bottom anyway. But you could store your box vertically, because these don't fall out, so that's great. You can just take any of these and flip them around and nothing will happen, and that's just really good. I just hope they will stay in there as snugly after taking them out multiple times. So time will tell how well that will hold, and I just really love how they managed to do all that, and it looks great. I mean, there's artwork on all of these trays, and they even made a big tray with really cool artwork, well, engravings on the sides for this big monster here that will just sit safely in here, because that one doesn't have a base. So they had to make, a unique solution for that, which is just a fully padded box with foam on all the sides, and that just works. They even made a separate spot for all the player boards as well. It's really well thought through, and you have separate trays for all of the tokens, so you can just pick them up, put them on the table, pass them around for who needs a token, and that works brilliantly. And I love the fact that they have a card tray with the lid acting as something that will prop up the tray so you can take out the cards easily. It just works. And it does raise the lid, but on the other hand, you can get rid of the Carnomorphs box, because those are in here as well, and they weren't originally. So you got the Voidseeders, the Carnomorphs, and all the extra stuff, and all the cards. The only minor nitpick I have is that you really need to have both of these inserts. Presumably you will have both of them. If you buy the insert for the expansion box, you'll probably also have the same insert for the core box. So the trade cards that I had to store in the core box, and this only has 3 slots for the event cards, and I had 4 stacks, so the 4th stack is in the back here, so with the extra label there. So I guess you have to just divide all the cards over those 2. The rest is where it's supposed to be. And another nitpick I have with this is that it's very hard to take cards out. I mean, there is an opening on the side where you could, maybe, but I can't manage with my big fingers. So I have to either take out some of these inserts, these dividers, which are loose. You can just take them out, and then just grab a couple of decks and just, do it like that. But I guess they had to make it very tight in order for everything to fit into the box. So while everything has its place and you can sleeve your cards as well, it's kind of tight. But, if that doesn't bother you, then, that's fine. And if you don't sleeve them, it's going to be a lot easier to take them out as well. So that is basically it. I really enjoyed putting this together. It was simple and relatively quick to put together. It's a bit more work because you need to glue stuff. But, with regular wood glue, that dries up pretty fast. I just put it together and then immediately started putting stuff inside and had no trouble whatsoever. And it looks great, and it just fits everything in the box. It does raise the lid a little, but it eliminates the Carnomorph box. And I could also put some of the 3D furniture stuff inside this box. But if you have the Space Cats, it's going to be full. So that's basically it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and if you hit the bell icon, you'll also get notified whenever I upload a new video. Please also consider becoming a Patreon saint to my channel. Just click the Patreon link in the description below or the icon at the end of this video, and that will take you to my Patreon page. And there you can read how you can support my channel and keep my channel going. It's greatly appreciated. You can also get t-shirts with the logo from my channel by clicking the link in the description below. And that's it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time on Board Game Heaven.